last thing I'm gonna speak on tonight, because this one was heavy on my soul. I'm tired of the fake alpha males online boosting up these brokies' heads and making them all think that they high value. Sir, nothing about you is high value. Your bank account's not high value. Your morals and standards ain't high value. Even your car ain't high value. It's underwater and depreciated. But for some reason, they got y'all hyped up, making you think that you're in the top 1% just because you got promoted to the team lead at the Amazon warehouse. It's 2021. Most of us women nowadays, we making more money than a lot of y'all dudes. We the niggas with the money.
Hello, guys. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. How are y'all doing? I hope all is well. I'm having an awesome week. I am really having a much better work week. Canceled meetings, so I enjoy that. I love cancel calls. Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please also comment in the comment section below. Please say hey in the chat. Let me know that you're listening. And if you have any tips or suggestions or any ideas for videos, feel free to send those to lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. And again, if you have any tips for Blackistan Zoo installments or anything you'd like to see, it always is really, really extremely helpful if you share like an example or a news story or a clip that really illustrates what you're meaning. There was one that I thought was a really good idea where they asked that I talk through the old Naker that has one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel that dates women who were 10, 15 years younger than them looking for a nurse because they're about to kick the bucket. And I thought that was a really cool idea, but I just didn't know what examples or what news stories would highlight that. So anywho, yeah, so if you share tips, please send me some links to some things that you're thinking. I love you guys' ideas. You guys share so many cool suggestions. So I really, really appreciate that. Please continue to do so. Also, if you have a moment, please follow the backup page, LexX. That's LEXEX. I'll also link it below in the description, just in case something happens where a triggered troll, a triggered Naker tries to take my channel down. Just follow my backup. And I have everything saved and I'll post it there. So let's get to it. This is another installment of my daily series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the animals, monsters, and other crazy creatures in Blackistan. Again, I'm going to do this daily, Monday through Friday at 6:30 ET throughout the month of April. Then in a few weeks, I'll level set and review the likes and the views and the engagement to make sure that it aligns with the level of effort. So if you haven't already, please say hey, let me know that you're listening, share, please continue to like. I really, really appreciate it, guys. Speaking of that, it really works out very nicely that I decided that I would kind of continue to do this series daily throughout the rest of April and then review the engagement because we are actually going on vacation the first week of May. So my hubby and I are going on vacation. My birthday is coming up, so we're going to celebrate. I'm turning 33, y'all. I feel so daggone old. I remember thinking when my mom was in her 30s when I was a kid how old that was, and now I'm there and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyway, we'll be on vacation the first week of May, so we'll be enjoying one another. We'll be enjoying lots of good food, lots of good drinks, and lots of good quality time. So no Blackistan Zoo series the first week of May. I'll be enjoying my hubby. And yeah, again, I'll use that time to really review the engagement and then figure out next steps and what makes the most sense for the channel and with the series. So let's get to it. Today's daily installment of the Blackistan Zoo is going to be about the ckmatized dummy. And the last time I used the D word in a video, you guys told me that it got censored, or I shouldn't say censored, but something happened where YouTube made you enter in your ID information to prove that you were of age. So I don't know, I'm going to be careful. Hopefully, maybe if I can tweak the spelling or something, that won't happen again, because I don't blame you guys. I wouldn't want to enter in my ID to view a video either. I'm not sure why that happened, but Anyway, so the stigmatized dummy. So she's located everywhere in Blackistan and Nicaragua. She is typically at least 100 pounds, sometimes 200 pounds, but that is the weight range. She is identified by having very, very long, thick spider web lashes, long weaves and lace fronts, and long nails. Behavior. So these stigmatized dummies are the biggest mammies on earth. And they get into these really dysfunctional struggle love bird relationships and just lose their minds. So we talked about the struggle love birds previously. So these are, the type of women. These are the women that are in those types of relationships. So they're characterized by having apes that will use and abuse them, that just mistreat them, dog them out. Oftentimes, you'll see it. They'll cheat on them. They'll just be awful to them. But she's so stigmatized that she remains. So the dummy still sticks by his side through thick and thin. So you'll see notable traits of these dummies. They'll let their nakers drop them off at work and use their car, so he can cheat on her and go see other women with her car. Oftentimes they're dating homosexuals who only mess with them for a place to live. They'll oftentimes have side babies, things like that. And she sticks by his side because that's her king. That's her king. And if you ever visited Blackistan, and likely you have if you're listening to my content, you probably know several stigmatized dummies. Or you maybe even were one. So, it's okay. I wouldn't be embarrassed by it. I think we all have our stories, especially when you're young and dumb and naive. But hopefully if you're listening to my channel, you've come to the other side and have seen the light and are divesting. If you still have friends who are still trapped in Blackistan and are still stigmatized dummies, you may be tempted to intervene in their relationships and to kind of help intervene with some of the BS that they're experiencing, but don't do it. Don't do it, because the reality is if you try to tell her, common sense, if you try to talk logic to her and try to tell her about her man and how terrible he is, the dummy will likely turn on you, because she's going to protect her king at all costs, and she'll risk all of her relationships, even familial relationships, friendships I've seen that have, been around for years, best friends I've seen, end up ending because the stigmatized dummy loves her king so much. She loves her ape so much. So it's just important to keep in mind that these dummies, they value their toxic relationships over everything. And this makes me think of a few friends of mine. So I have a friend who fits this profile to the T, and she is so sweet, and she's educated. She's in her 30s. And she has a degree, and she works a 9-to-5 at a hospital. And she also freelances as a makeup artist, and she's dope. And she has such poor taste in men, though. Really, really poor taste in men. One of the guys that she recently told me about quit his job to be a rapper and move back to his hometown to live with his sister, and couch surfs on his sister's couch. And then also he'll come back to our city, taking the Greyhound back and forth to see my friend. So this man has no car, no job, no home, nothing. And we're in our 30s. And he visited her. She was telling me during her birthday week recently. And she's sitting here telling me about how, she showed him around the city and took him to eat and a hibachi, and they went shopping. So I'm thinking in my head, so pretty much you just tricked off on this fool during your birthday week. And now she's talking about how she thinks she might be pregnant and she hopes she's not. But that's typical stigmatized dummy when it comes to logic and common sense. When it comes to peeing, all that is thrown out the window with these women. I also had another friend who fit this profile, vividly, was the epitome of one of these dummies. And her dude was an alcoholic. He was also broke, and he would beat on her all the time and cheat on her. And I remember hearing a story how he took her car and got mad at her and rammed it into a dumpster over and over again. Well, anyway, way back when I was still in Blackistan, I remember my cousin and we were over her house, and she had gotten into it with him, and he attacked her physically while we were there. And me and my cousin jumped in because that was a really close friend of mine, and we wanted to defend her and protect her, and we could have possibly gotten hurt and possibly gotten our ass beat. He ended up putting his hands on my cousin, and fortunately it wasn't nothing major. She kind of was able to move and dodge out the way. But it pissed me off because a few days later she was right back with them. So after that, I stopped talking to her, and I had to distance myself from her because that's insane. Because here's the thing, like, you'll have friends who fit this profile. If you get too emotionally involved, you're setting yourself up for failure because they're going to get right back with them. They're going to get right back with them and keep breaking up to make up, break up to make up. And so you doing all this fussing and fighting on her behalf, it makes you look stupid because then the next few days they done made up and now they both looking at you crazy once you come around because you done cussed the nigger out and, told him about himself. So it's best to distance yourself from these dummies. If not, I understand that's easier said than done. I know how it's, you care about the women around you and you love them and are engaged. Try just not to get too emotionally involved. You can be the person, their shoulder to lean on if they want to vent to you, even though I really don't recommend that because that's draining and it takes a toll on your energy. When you keep hearing that over and over again and all they keep doing is, sticking with the same person, experiencing the same problems and, venting to you over and over again, that's draining. So I don't recommend it. But if you want to, just try your best to kind of separate yourself, distance yourself and, be a listening ear and be a concerned person, but don't get too involved in it. So anyway, there is a TikTok trend going viral that really illustrates the stigmatized dummy. So let's watch a few of these and you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's see. Let's look at this first one.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place.
Okay, so if you're listening with your earbuds and aren't able to view, so this trend is going viral of women talking about how they lost their mind in previous relationships. This particular one, this first one, she talks about how she's thinking about the time I bought my man a car and I was catching the bus because he was going to be a famous rapper one day. Child. So this is the epitome of your stigmatized dummy. She bought a damn car for an ape, took the bus so he could drive it for an aspiring rapper. So this is your classic case of the DD that I'm talking about. And the good thing is, though, she actually commented on this post after it went viral about how, she was very, very young when she did that. And now she practices hypergamy, which makes me smile, makes me happy. I bet you now she's divesting because divestors use that type of language. Miamis don't. They don't know shit about hypergamy. And if they do, they think that that hypergamy is for women who want to be lazy as opposed to understanding, no, hypergamy is for women with common sense who, if I'm gonna give you 100% of my punani, then you gonna be paying 100% of these bills. So let's look at this next one, which is pretty interesting. I'm telling y'all, TikTok, I get so much content from TikTok because there is so much bullshit happening over there. I encourage you guys to make a TikTok account. I know it's for the kids, but it really, really is pretty funny, and you'll come across the craziest shit. If you're ever bored one day, you should check it out. So let's see, what else do we have here?
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Yeah.
Okay, so the caption says, remembering how I stayed with a man who had 4 kids on me and his excuse was he was fighting demons. Y'all, I can't, y'all. I can't with the dysfunction. I can't. But this is what you get in Blackistan. These losers, it's very, very common for them to leech off women and to be embarrassing them and to humiliate them. And remember when recently we talked about the narcissist in Blackistan? This man likely was a narc, especially because they like to use trauma, and also they like to use religion and spirituality in order to manipulate. So they'll tell you, I'm trying to work on myself. I got baptized. I'm giving my life to God, just so that you take them back when they're caught cheating or, they're called out on their bullshit. I'm sure this man that this woman dated told her that he had a traumatic childhood or something like that, and that's why he kept randomly impregnating other bitches. He'd tell her he was fighting demons. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, let's look at the next video and see what we have here.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was someone so pleasant about that place.
Okay, so this one says, when I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me, instead of breaking up, he had me and the other girl give speeches on why he should stay with either of us. And when he chose me, I took him out to dinner and got him thank you presents. Ooh, baby. Is it that bad out there, y'all? Really? And for me being divested for such a long time, because I told y'all it didn't take me long to learn. All I had to do was hit my head hard one good time, but then I was done. I divested unintentionally, just, using common sense and figuring out, okay, I probably should just date who treats me well as opposed to, focusing on color. I figured that out by the age of about 25, I want to say. I met my husband at 26. So is it that I know it's been a long time. I'm far removed from Blackistan, but is it really that bad out there? Lord have mercy. And I'm really not surprised, though, when you think about it, because Black women already outnumber Nakers. There's more Black women in this country than men. There just is. And then when we also factor in how much apes are incarcerated statistically, then you got to factor in those who are gay and those who are already married. So I'm not surprised y'all sitting here writing whole damn essays and speeches to convince a cheating ape to choose you over the side chick. Y'all, child. Okay, let's look at this next one.
I remember when I lost my mind.
So her ape was a closeted homosexual, and she caught him cheating with another man. And he just said he ain't got to explain nothing to her. This is what y'all dealing with here when y'all don't divest. And I have this made me recall a story of a friend of mine. And I'll be telling y'all so many stories. I really hope that people who are related to me and people who know me don't happen to come across this shit, because they're going to be pissed off at me. They're going to be so mad at me. I remember Divested Zealot saying that she had some relatives who found out about her channel. And I'm like, oh, that'd be my worst nightmare, because I would lose so many friends and family if they found out about this shit. But so I'm going to talk about her. And I love her, but this is just another example that I feel like is important to share. And she shared this on her blog as well, in order to just warn other women about why it's important to open up your options. So my friend, she got pregnant by an ape. And child, why did she find out that the fool was on Craigslist on her computer, secretly messaging random strangers, both men and women, on the damn internet to have sex with them? And he was doing that shit in her house that she pays the bills for. And this man was like a big dude. That's why I tell y'all, don't be misled just because they buff, they seem like macho men. All that bravado, usually they trying to fill in the gaps for something else. They're overcompensating for something else. This was a big old dude with muscles, tall, 6'3", bald, gym rat. Child, he was using her damn computer while she was at work to meet other men and women to have sex with on Craigslist. So, yeah, this is the reality though. This is what you're dealing with out here. Whew. Lord Jesus. Okay, let's see what else we got.
I remember when I lost my mind.
So she has thinking about the time I got pregnant by my ex-husband while we were separated. He told me it wasn't his. I lost the baby. He never even called to check on me at the hospital, and I took him back. And y'all think I'd be exaggerating and like I'll be making this shit up, but this is very, very real. I used to think like the stuff on Maury and Jerry Springer were fake. Then I lived a little bit more life. Then I got a little bit more life experience and was able to reflect and experience relationships on my own, experiences toxicity. Like I said, I used to be a ckmatized dummy. Also experienced and witnessed my friends go through similar situations. This really happens. You know, we like to poke fun at Tyler Perry for those crazy ass movies because they seem so far off. But no, this is just art imitating life. This is just real life shit when you in Blackistan. So here her husband denied her baby. She lost the baby. And he ghosted her. Like these sperm donors like to do. She took him back. Y'all. Love ain't supposed to be this hard, y'all. Fuck women. Love is supposed to be affirming. It's supposed to feel good. Your husband is supposed to be your refuge. It's supposed to be your place of peace. And the crazy part is y'all getting y'all's heartbroken by these broke fools. And that's what boggles me because, I remember Future tweeting, what did he say? Do you want to cry in a Toyota or a Benz or something like that? This is what I mean. Like, if you want to continue to date in Blackistan and deal with this shit and deal with ain't shit motherfuckers, at least get something out of it. Because here you are, you're sharing your body with him. You're cooking and cleaning for him. And on top of that, you're financially taking care of him. So what is he here for? Because even a child that you pour into and that you take care of that can't give much back, they'll give you unconditional love. They'll give you genuine love. You taking care of these men and effing them and feeding them and you not getting nothing back but heartache. Heartache and high cortisol levels, like Cynthia G be saying. So y'all, child, let's keep going.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was some.
So this woman is saying she remembers when she cried her eyes out and begged her cheating husband to be with both of us. I can't, y'all. There's more. This is so crazy. And the sad part is these women are young. So what happens when you take a long time to divest and when you still keep trying over and over again? This is a quick way to become bitter. Because the reality is she likely will leave that situation and will enter in a similar situation or a situation just as toxic, but just a different dude. So this is why it's so important to learn early. Like, I talked to you guys very vocally about how I have a 13-year-old sister and 11-year-old sister. We have conversations about hypergamy and about how men are supposed to treat you. We do. Now that they're starting to get into boys, we talk about it, and I tell them, like, yeah, you need to just if you're going to hang around these guys, you need to date and focus on who treats you well, because that superficial shit, the look shit, the color shit, that's not going to do nothing for you, child. Because what this chocolate man like y'all like to chase. If all he doing is bringing nothing but heartache and STDs, what good is it that he's chocolate? All right, let's watch this next one. There's a few more.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Yeah.
Okay, so this woman posted, I remember when I let a man stay with me that didn't want to touch me, called me names, referred to me as trash. When I finally left, he robbed me. I know it's not funny. I know it's not funny, but ain't that just like an ape? Ain't that just like an ape? It's like it's not bad enough that you mistreating me, that you likely are cheating, that you're verbally abusive, but when I decide to end it, then you want to rob me. Man, that's something that apes are good at, just pouring salt on wounds. You can't just pick one struggle. You can't just be broke. Nah, you gotta be broke. You gotta be a cheater. You gotta have STDs and have multiple babies all around the city, and you robbing bitches, y'all. Okay, let's watch this next one.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Yeah.
Okay, so she has me remembering when I gave him 40% of my company, thinking it would make him stay and be a father. Let's see what else she says.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about.
Okay, so this woman says, me remembering when I gave him 40% of my company, thinking it would make him stay and be a father. He still left 6 months later. So she then gave him pretty much half of her damn company, and the nigger still was a deadbeat. Still was a deadbeat. Y'all, I could go on and on, child. Looks like this is the last one. Let's watch this one.
I remember when I lost my mind.
Okay, so this one says, I remember when I used to sit in my ex car while he would be in his baby mama house for 2 hours for their baby who wasn't born yet. Yeah, so she was stigmatized. And so she done sat in the car 2 hours while he was likely effing his ex. But that's Blackistan apes for you. They have no shame, none at all. Like he couldn't even take her home. He had to humiliate her while having her in the parking lot of this woman's house while they had sex. Okay. So let's watch this last clip. I really, really thought that, this woman has to be stigmatized in order to put up with this treatment. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let y'all watch it, and then we'll unpack from there.
Yes, yes, phone.
You want salt or no salt? No salt? All right.
Man, listen, so yesterday, Dana, look, I told, look.
You like oh, wow.
Look at wait. What's wrong?
It's been a year. I feel like we've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, we have.
you know,
What do you say?
I just how can I say this? Take this goddamn wig off, bitch!
Yes, yes,
Oh, gosh. That's embarrassing. Did y'all see that? So this man at a public restaurant took this woman out to eat, pretending like he was going to propose, got on one knee, and then just pulls off her wig and tells her she needs to take that fucking wig off in front of the whole restaurant. So they didn't stop eating because everybody likes proposals. Everybody likes engagement. So they're, excited, happy, probably clapping, cheering for her. And he pulls her wig off. Y'all. So you gotta be stigmatized to stick around for that. Because that bullshit right there, that's not funny. That's not cool. It's one thing to pull my wig off, but to pretend like you proposing to me, and you know she probably got a few kids by him too. And he pulled that stunt. So, I don't know, y'all. I'm not trying to embarrass these women. I just want to hone in on that and really emphasize that. I'm not trying to make y'all feel bad if you previously fit this category as one of these dummies, or if you are now. We've all been there. We've all been there. Because the reality is, if you're dating in the community, the bar is set in hell. So you likely have a horror story too that really aligns with one of these stories that we just highlighted. And I bet you I could probably randomly pick 10 of my listeners right now who are watching in the chat and they'll all 10 will have similar horror stories about similar experiences with these apes. So y'all better divest, y'all. Divest. I'm telling y'all, life is so much better on the other side of the fence. All right. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.